Hey guys, alrighty, so happy Monday. We had a nice little move down overnight and a pretty big little VIX spike too. So if you missed the news, basically it seemed like Jay Powell was being threatened to be, I guess, I don't even really understand. But either way, Jay Powell, there was some issues with Jay Powell and the Fed and the president coming after him, all that junk for basically not lowering interest rates as they expected him to or want him to. So, that's kind of why we sold off. That news came out right about that like 8:30 time frame last night, and we pretty much were already kind of in a down cycle there. And then obviously that news came in, and that really just kind of accelerated it even more. So right now, it's frustrating because once again we were so close and we had the perfect setup for a big breakout on this market. We had new all-time highs on SPY and ES. We also had over on NQ and the Qs a breakthrough of the lower high supply and resistance. So again, makes you think we're going to get that breakout. We also had a ginormous sell-off on the VIX. Again, all confirmation that a breakout should be coming, and then of course something like this comes in and completely throws all those technicals right out the window. So looking at pre-market right now, it's kind of tough. When I look at it, I'm seeing on ES a nice big bounce currently off of the 8 EMA support. So that 69.60 level is super important. And then over on NQ, we did come down pretty much perfectly to the 20 EMA support at 25,640 and had a really big bounce. And right now, we're just basically holding on to the last week's demand and support at 25,710 area. So, you look at it and you're like, okay, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to get a big sell-off? Are we going to break through 69.40 and through 25,600 and maybe start a sell-off? Again, tomorrow is CPI, so there could be some sell-off. The VIX is up 10%, one of the bigger pops we have had here in quite a few days. And really, if you look at ES, we're down 0.5%. For a 10% pop, that's not a whole lot. So again, what are we going to do? My favor tends to be to buy the dip. I think that obviously was a news reaction, a news point reaction. So we'll see what market does when it opens here. Currently, we have a very strong resistance area from 69.69 to 69.72 and 25,754. Our big support area is 69.59 to 69.65, and then 25,716 to 25,731. So kind of the same game plan as usual. Let's wait for range to break. Let's see where they take this. I would generally say with the resistance rejection, I wouldn't be surprised to see a drop down maybe to 69.53 and maybe back down to 69.650 area. However, a lot of the times we have had really big pops right at open. So again, we'll just kind of see where this takes us here. I'm working on some fundeds today. Unfortunately, some of my evals got ate up this morning in this range that we're in. I was expecting more of a rejection to bring us kind of lower, and unfortunately didn't play out. It is what it is. So running with some good My Funded Future and Lucid fundeds right now, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. Hopefully pull a payout on Thursday and Friday, but here we go with open. Looks like ES is going to start by just pushing right through that open. And there's our classic pump at opening bell. Man, it is just every single day it seems like. Now, again, sometimes we get that pop and of course it gets sold off, but for the most part, you know, we are pretty much always seeing that push up. So that is quite interesting to see kind of where this goes. I don't think VIX has not technically opened yet, so that's candle. There we go. Now it just opened. Nice big drop there, about a % drop at open, and there we go. Market is making a run. Generally, I would say this is one of those pumps and runs where it's actually quite tempting to get into, just because I think this is going to see significant upside. And I really wouldn't be surprised to see the market go green today. But, of course, I'm going to stick to my strategy. Hopefully we get a little pullback where we can get in on a candle here. Shoot, we might even go green before the opening candle closes at this rate. At least on ES. We only got 20 points to go. And you can kind of see really the next major level for ES is that 7,000 area. Over on NQ, we got really 25,907, no, sorry, 906, yeah, 907 area as our next big levels to kind of watch. We do have some pretty nice buyers here on 5-minute NQ. So again, I'm seeing the support. I'm liking the upside. We got about a minute to close here. Ideally, we'll close over 69.77 and 25.779. Maybe get, maybe get a small pullback that we can get into a long. And go from there. You know, there might be a setup for a 5-minute double top short back to those 69.77 and 25.779 levels, but with such a strong opening candle push, I would not want to take the opposite trend here. This is looking very, very strong. Okay, again, I would like to see a pullback, maybe 25.810, to try to take a long to that 25.907 area. They might just go. They might not even give us the pullback, honestly. This is one of those hard moments where you can chase the push and it looks good, and 50% of the time it's probably going to go your way. 50% of the time it's going to actually be a fake out. So it's tough play right here. Historically, I would say waiting for the pullback is never a bad idea, but this is certainly looking very strong to the upside here.
Order filled.
Okay, I did go ahead and take the long. This is looking very strong. ES is really pushing, so again, NQ should continue to push too.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right, see what we get going here on this push. I see no reason to expect a pullback. Obviously, ES is really pumping here. So that would, again, make you believe that NQ is going to push with it. Again, I think 907 is a very reasonable target also. I did add a second contract. It only applies to my Lucids because my Funny Future doesn't have enough profit yet. So I did lock in a 10-point break or stop loss, which would give me about $400 of a loss, which is my general goal. But I think we're going to see a push here. I'm hoping the end of this candle. We got a minute here. Yep, here we go. Hopefully this minute candle will be a big pop to 907. Okay, 15-point break even set. Hopefully it doesn't hit, but we're going to let it be. Okay, hit. Okay, I'll take that win though. Okay, new candle coming. Again, I expect continuation. Would love to see a tiny little pullback that I can get back in on the long. And then again, I want to ride this to 907. VIX is dumping. We got wildly aggressive buyers. 859 is our ORB support. We could go a little bit lower, but that's a good bounce spot here. Really, 855 would be a good spot too. Now, if we break through, I would say maybe 55. Definitely if we break through 40, though, we might see a pullback. But it's looking good. This is strong upside.
Order submitted.
Okay, I took it. John, let me know if the trades are on the screen now. Oops. ES is really pushing here, so again, I feel comfortable in my long. I'd like to see NQ get a big pop and hopefully not hit our trail. It's very tempting to add a second contract here, and I think it would be a good, wise decision, and I could set my 10-point stop loss and probably be fine, but my Lucids are up already almost 600 bucks, and I really don't need much more profit, so I'm going to leave the one contract here because that's a good stop loss right here at the bottom, right here. And then again, I think we're going to see a push, and I have my trail set, so hopefully we'll get a big push, and I won't have to worry about it, but I don't want to get rid of too much profit if we happen to be wrong, but I do still like the upside here. Now, the next 15-minute candle likely will see a pullback. I would not be surprised to see that just because we had, this is almost 150-point opening candle, but I do like the upside here. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can get a little bit more here. I'd like to get 20 points. I would be very happy with that. Okay, locking in my 15. All right, 15 locked in. All right, as of right now, I'm up 850 in my Lucids and up 580 in my funded futures. Good exit there, by the way. Okay, I do think we're going to get a little pullback here. I might actually try to take this short once it opens here. I'll let you guys know here in a second. Okay, new candle coming. We are back under 5-minute ORB support here on NQ. Again, I like the downside. We might go back up to 880 first, but I do think we're going to get a flush maybe down to 820. Okay, I took the short. Okay, letting the trail run. 15 out. Nice, nice. Okay, I'm going to lock my day in there. That's an outstanding Monday morning. Outstanding. I'm going to call it a day, folks. I don't need anything else. That's pretty great. Good morning. We're going to flatten all just in case. Man, it's tempting to get back in another short real quick, though. Should I do it? What do you think, guys? Should I do it? I don't know. Someone tell me. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna lock it in. We're gonna lock in our profits right here. So, all right, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.